Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the iBUG Buzz for June 13th, 2022. This is episode number 538. My name is Brad Snyder, and along with my co-host Sandhya Rao, I'd like to welcome everyone to this event. The iBUG Buzz is an open forum where we discuss all things iOS and associated, such as apps, hardware, such as the iPhone, iPad. Maybe you've got one of those soon to be extinct iPod touches. You might even have an Apple TV or an Apple Watch. They're all fair game on this call. The one thing we don't talk about is the Mac. We have another event for that one. So we stick to the iOS universe on this call. This call is being recorded. And after the conclusion of this event, it should be pretty quickly available on the iBUG Today website, as well as on our YouTube channel. And you can also find it as a podcast on the podcast player app of your choice, or you can also find it on your smart speaker by asking your smart speaker to play the iBUG Buzz podcast. As I said, this is being recorded, so to help us get as clean a recording as possible, we ask everyone to follow a few guidelines. Please stay muted unless you are speaking. If you wish to speak, make a comment, or ask a question, we ask that you unmute yourself, wait for a pause in the conversation, state your name, and then wait to be acknowledged by either myself or Sandhya. We also ask that you do your best to eliminate any background noise. That means mute your phone, turn off clock chimes, turn off the TV. If you've got any noisy family members, try to send them to another part of the house. Basically, just do your best to eliminate any noise that's going to clutter up the recording. As I said, we ask you all to stay muted, unmute yourself when you want to speak. So let's go over how you can mute or unmute. If you're joining us tonight on a smartphone, be it a iPhone or that other smartphone device using the Zoom app, you will find a mute unmute button in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. It is a toggle. If it says mute, that means you are unmuted, and tapping it will mute you. If it says unmuted, unmute, that means you are muted, and tapping it will unmute you. If you're on an iPad, you'll find this button towards the top of the screen, just a little bit to the right of dead center, and it functions the same way as on the iPhone. If you're joining us on a Windows PC tonight, you'll use the keyboard command Alt-A to mute and unmute. It's a toggle. And if you're joining us on a Mac, you'll use Command Shift-A to mute and unmute. If you're joining us on a dial-in telephone, you'll use *6. And again, it is a toggle. The same command will mute you and unmute you. So let's see. Oh, and we do not use the raise hand feature. As I said, if you'd like to speak, unmute yourself, wait for a pause in the action, state your name, and please wait to be called upon. And I believe that's most of our preliminaries. Let me go hand it off to Sandhya, who's going to go over a few announcements and let everybody know what's going on in the iBUG world. Sandhya?
All right. Thank you, Brad. It's another busy week, something every day. So here we go. What are we doing? So today is the iBUG Buzz. That's what we're doing right now. Tomorrow on Clubhouse will be the mini buzz, a mini version of what we're doing right now, but that will be on the Clubhouse platform. And just remember, all times that I mention are central, and the Zoom link applies for all of these events. Okay, Wednesday, we have Android Insight come on that call, talk about all things Google related, Android related. You could talk about the A lady. Okay. So all kinds of things are fair game there. 7 to 8:30 on Wednesday. Thursday, we're going to move on to Trekkie Talk. Trekkie Talk will be talking about Star Trek: The Next Generation. Season 4, episodes 20 and 21. So watch them ahead of time and then come discuss them with us. Then Friday is iBUG Night at the Virtual Movies. And for the scintillating clues, stay tuned for the top of the hour. We will have a big reveal and come and try your hand and win those fabulous prizes. Okay. Social media, we have a website, ibugtoday.org, ibugtoday.org is the best place to get all the information up there. Then there's a register button. If you register, you'll get email notifications. And all of our services, including registration, are free. We have a Facebook page, facebook.com/group/iBug today. Definitely put your questions out there or help answer other people's questions. And we have a Twitter account is at iBug today. We have an email account is ibugtoday@gmail.com. We also have a mentoring program. If you or someone you know and love needs help with their iPhone, a beginner user, definitely check out our mentoring program under the training tab, fill out the application for a mentee, and we'll match you up with one of our amazing mentors, advanced users, and they will get you on your way. All right, Brad, I will hand it over back to you. Just like stay tuned for, we did a great, very in-depth iBug Cafe yesterday about Facebook and all of its various aspects of Facebook, and that should be coming, will be posted very soon. So be on the lookout for that. And thank you to Shri for helping with that. Okay, here we go. Back to you, Brad.
All right. Thank you, Sandhya. Lots going on, lots to keep up with in the iBug world this week and every week, pretty much. Okay, next, what we like to do before we get things started is take a trip around the room, see who's here, give everybody a chance to introduce yourself, say hi, tell us where you're joining us from, and most importantly, we'd like to know if you are new to iBug, or if you're not new to iBug, if you're new to this call. So we promise not to harass you too much, but we do like to know who's joining us. And if you're new, we'd like to recognize you and say thank you for joining us. So let me get things going. My name is Brad, and I am in Dallas, Texas.
This is Herbie, and I am in Houston, Texas.
Hey, Herbie.
This is Ibrahim. I'm in Boston, Massachusetts.
Hey, Ibrahim.
This is Elisa, and I'm in Porter, Texas.
Hey, Elisa.
Hey, Brian.
Who else we got?
Jody in
out
New
there?
Hampshire.
Hey, Jody, welcome.
Hi, Brad.
This is Ned, Kyle, Texas.
All righty. Welcome, Ned.
Thank you.
This is Greg in Texas.
Hey, Greg.
Dana in Cincinnati.
All right. Welcome, Dana.
And San Diego.
Hey, Dan.
This is Joe in Norman, Oklahoma.
Hey, Joe. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thomas, Grand Junction, Colorado.
Welcome, Thomas.
This is Suba from Houston.
Hey, Suba. Anybody else?
Sandhya in Houston.
Hey, Sandhya. I didn't hear any newbies tonight. I thought we had at least one out there.
Bobby might be out there. So,
Bobby?
yep, she's one of
Bobby,
our.
are you there?
She might be.
We don't bite.
Not on
That's too
Mondays.
bad. And on Mondays, at least. All righty. Well,
Maybe she'll talk later.
yeah. All righty. All righty. Well,
This is Marie in Reno.
Marie in Reno. Welcome, Marie.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll give anybody who hadn't had a chance to say hello a chance later on. We'll do it again. So let's go ahead and get things rolling tonight. Let's see. I don't believe we had anybody new. If we do, we usually like to give our new callers or new iOS users first crack at a question. But now if we don't have any, we'll go ahead and just get it started. We do ask that if you have asked a question or answered a question, we ask that you maybe give some others a chance to get an opportunity, so we can spread the excitement around the room. So who would like to get us started with our
It's
first?
Ibrahim.
Yes, Ibrahim, go ahead.
Yes, I'm having a problem with my cellular data. It just started today actually. I was going around outside and had my cellular data turned on my iPhone voiceover, and Siri was not responding. So until now, I am only using Wi-Fi. Cannot get my cellular data to work at all. I was wondering if anybody has a fix for that. And my
Anybody
bills
got any-
paid and all that. So not
Okay,
that.
well, that's a good thing. Anybody know what Ibrahim can do to maybe get his cellular data working like it's supposed to work?
Thomas in Grand Junction.
Yeah, Thomas, go ahead.
Yeah, I can empathize. I have T-Mobile, and for about probably 3 years, I did not have my cellular data working. Come to find out, in cellular settings, there's a setting called roaming. And if that is turned off, you won't pick up the towers that are outside of your home area.
Okay.
So I thought and I wanted to make sure that they weren't going to charge me for roaming, because that's typically what roaming means. And they said, no, it just means that you're able to access towers outside of the area where you are. And as soon as I did that, I have had no trouble with it.
Okay.
So check that in the cellular settings.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
Thomas is done speaking.
All right, thank you, Thomas. We'll give that a try, Ibrahim, and see if that helps you out.
Okay, I'll give it a thought. Thanks.
All right. Who'd like to go next?
This is Herbie.
Yeah, Herbie.
Just a couple other simple things though to check there, Ibrahim. One, make sure in your control center that cell data is actually turned on, because that can always accidentally get turned off. So that's a crucial thing to double check. So I would do that. If that is the case and Siri still isn't working, did you actually try anything else that requires data, or was it just Siri?
Siri or trying to make a phone call, nothing will work basically. And the weird thing is I could get phone calls while I was out if somebody called me, but I couldn't place calls.
Like placing a call manually or using Siri?
Both.
Interesting. Well, definitely,
and, I want to add that also I tried to open a web page with Safari and it worked on Wi-Fi. But when I turned the Wi-Fi off, it told me cellular data not activated, even though I had the cellular toggle switched on. I don't know what's going on.
And you've not done any SIM card changes to your phone or anything like that?
Not recently, no.
Okay. Then I would check the cellular data options and settings too. Make sure everything is turned on in there as well. But that is definitely.
I did speak to somebody at Apple and they mentioned something about resetting network settings, but I'm a little anxious to go and then poke around. I don't want to.
So this is Herbie. I have, if it's okay, I've had experience with the network reset. What that does is that resets everything on the network. So it doesn't erase your phone, but it will erase like any Wi-Fi you've had in there. So like you will have to reset your Wi-Fi and all that. So that's all that does.
Okay.
But you obviously want to do that as a last resort.
This is Jody.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Jody.
I wonder if you might need to replace your SIM card, because I had that happen with an older phone. And that's the only other thing I can think of.
I don't think so. This phone is only like maybe 4 or 5 months old, I want to say.
Oh, okay. Did you turn the phone off and on and back on again? And
yeah, I did all of that.
Okay.
Actually, this is Herbie. Just one more quick question, if I may, Ibrahim. Did you look at the status bar?
I did, and the weird thing is, even when it was telling me I had no data, it told me I had 3 bars out of 4 on T-Mobile, which is my data carrier.
Okay. And the other interesting. And the other possibilities, it may not even have anything to do with you. It may have. I would have actually checked with T-Mobile before checking with Apple, actually, because it could be
Okay.
something on their end.
Okay.
Not. It may not even have anything to do. I mean, try the other things for sure, but it could be an issue on their end that they're having that may not even have anything to do with you at all. So that is always a possibility.
Right.
What
This
about
is-
what about in the bottom where it says carrier setting? Does that need to be updated at all?
This is Herbie.
Go ahead.
Um,
And Herbie, and then let's move us along.
Yeah, I don't. If it lets you update them, then by all means.
Okay.
All right. This is Sandhya.
Yes, Sandhya.
Okay, guys, just remember, wait for Brad to acknowledge you and then, because we don't want people stepping on each other. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. All righty.
Mm.
Okay, Ibrahim, there's some good stuff in there. I think
All
check
right, I
with
tried it.
T-Mobile.
Thanks everybody.
All righty. Let's go ahead and see if we get a new question.
Elisa.
Go ahead, Elisa.
So I discovered with my new iPhone that there's different things to do, like the picture and the text. What is all that about?
My voiceover was talking. I missed some of that. Everybody caught that? Anybody know?
Like the text, the voiceover, it's like a lot of new features. I haven't even dug through my phone recently. I just looked to see what was on the new phone, and I was like, what? Some cool gadgets I noticed.
All right. Anybody help Elisa out?
It says something about text or short. It had like all these little cool features. I don't know what they all do.
I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss.
This is
Diane.
Yeah, Diane, go ahead.
Hi guys. Lisa, have you checked out any of the podcasts lately about the new or about the iOS updates? Or Apple Vis, or I wouldn't say blind organs. But yeah, Apple Vis or some of the other ones. I know Herbie knows them. I forget them. They run out of my head. But have you checked out some of them and they go over the new features?
Elisa, no, I haven't. And I've been so busy that I haven't had time to do any of that.
Yeah, usually like a bedtime story, when you're going to sleep.
Yeah.
Try that out.
Okay.
This is Sandhya.
Thank you, Diane. Yeah, go ahead, Sandhya.
And iBUG did a whole very detailed review of the new features, with when it came out, I believe in October. So check that out. Yep. Okay.
All right. Okay. Check that out, Elisa, and see if that helps you out. Okay, who'd like to go next?
This is Marta. I'm
Yes,
in
Marta.
Texas.
Yes.
I have a question. I have an iPhone SE 2020, and I set up my passcode and my fingerprint thing, and I set it to auto lock every 5 minutes. But when I unlock the phone with my fingerprint, when I set it up, it said it recognized it and it was complete and all that. So when I try to unlock the phone, I do the fingerprint and it makes a noise, and it doesn't say that it's unlocked, but then I'm able to open application. No, I'm not able to open anything. I have to press the home button, and when I press the home button again, it'll unlock, but then it locks up right away. So can anybody tell me what I might be doing wrong or how to fix that?
Okay. Who'd like to help out Marta with getting her iPhone unlocked and open to the home screen?
This is Diane.
Yeah, Diane.
The only thing I can suggest is, and believe it or not, I'm having the trouble on my iPad, but is to make sure that your fingers are clean and dry. If you have, it's gotten really sensitive now, and if you have any, if you have any oil residue, or if you have any food residue, whatever, that might affect your fingerprint thing, to where it won't, you'll hear that like, that ain't it. So, and then, also just keep trying. Sometimes I have to do it 2 or 3 times before it will let me in. But yeah, make sure your fingers are pretty clean.
Yeah, okay. Well, I didn't eat anything or anything like that, but I guess I could, wash my hands and try it again and clean the
oysters.
home button off with
It's gotten very
piece
picky.
of cloth or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
This
didn't
is
think to do
Dana.
that.
Go ahead, Dana.
Yeah, you also might want to make sure you're laying your finger on the home button and not pressing it down. That
Okay.
might be the problem too.
Okay. So make it a
Yes.
real light touch on the home button.
Well, yeah, just lay your finger on it and not
Okay.
press the button down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try
This
that.
this Marie.
Yeah, Marie, go ahead.
I haven't used a home button to unlock mine in quite some time, but I used to have a lot of problem with that in the beginning. But I found if I'll do several runs and setting up the fingerprint, and I use the same finger, but do it more than once. In other words, set it up like it's a separate finger. So you just repeat setting it up
okay.
a couple of times. And after that, I had a much better luck with using a fingerprint to unlock my phone.
Yeah, this is Brad. My experience is the same as Marie's. It's been a while since I've had a phone with Touch ID, but I did the same thing. I used my index finger on my right hand, and I would set it up as finger number 1 and finger number 2 with the same finger, and it really made things work better.
Great idea. Thank you.
All right. Hopefully that'll get it
I'll
working
try
good
that.
for
Thank
you.
you.
All righty.
You all have been
Okay.
very helpful.
Oh, thank you very much. Who'd like to go next? Who's got our next question for us?
This is Joe.
Yes, Joe.
Back again. I'm
That's
still
good.
having,
That's good.
yes.
Keep coming back.
Well, I keep coming back because I'm not been able to follow your instructions.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I'm still having trouble being able to copy material. This last time I tried to remember to going down through the path to be able to get to the rotor and being able to get to copy and so forth. My instructor was able to do this and put the notes up on, put them on notes, but then they've disappeared from that. And I don't know what happened with that, but this time I'm going to record what you tell me and how to do that path. I remember going to settings, going to accessibility, making sure that the talk button is turned on, but I don't remember, I couldn't find the one after that. Let me, there. Oh, this
And
one.
this is Brad, and you're trying to set up items in your rotor?
Yes, I want
So
to
that
get
you can
other
copy.
tools. Yes,
Okay, who'd like to go over what Joe needs to do to
just
get the
a minute, I'm going to,
necessary items in
put
his rotor so
there.
he can copy text?
Oh, goodness.
This is Greg.
Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, Joe. So you go to settings, accessibility, voiceover, and rotor. And
I
then,
don't find that right there is why I don't find the rotor after going to the voiceover.
okay, you need to double tap on voiceover.
Okay.
Usually voiceover you'd think is just an on-off toggle, but you actually have to double tap on voiceover and then flick down until you get to rotor. And then
Okay.
you'll have all sorts of choices on what to put in your rotor. You need to make sure that text selection is one of the things in your rotor.
Yes.
And then characters, words, lines. But when you want to copy something, you'd go to the text you want to copy, and you'd turn your rotor to text selection. Okay, and then you flick up and down until you get to whatever. If you want to select by character or word or line, you pick the one you want, and then you flick to the right. You can flick to the right to add, like if you go to lines, if you flick to the right, it will add the next line or add that line and keep adding lines, further down in the text. If you flick to the left, it'll go the other direction in selecting.
All right.
Okay. Then once you have your material selected, turn your rotor to edit and then flick up and down until you get to the choice you want. For example, copy. Copy would be one of the choices. And
Okay.
you double tap on that and then go to wherever you want to paste it. And again, turn your rotor to edit and find the paste. Just flick up and down until you hear paste and then double tap on that. That should do it.
This is Joe. And I remember another
Go ahead, Joe.
tip that there was another tip that you all gave last time of making sure that you put in new notes before you put it in paste it in. Is that right?
This is Sandhya.
Yeah, go ahead, Sandhya.
Yeah, I believe Terry Ann was mentioning that. So yeah, so in the Notes app, I mean, if you already have existing notes, then if you just go to Notes, it may open the most recent one. I mean, it just kind of depends. So just to be totally clear and safe, you are going to double tap at the bottom right corner where it says create new note. And then you're absolutely sure that it's going to be in its own place. And then it will be at the top of your list of notes. And that will be the way to, once you've created the new note, then you can do what Greg was talking about, pasting the text that you wanted.
This is Joe.
Go ahead, Joe.
I had 3 notes in there. We put one back, another note in there, and my other 3 have gone away. I looked in discarded notes, and I looked on the cloud folder, and I can't find anything. Any suggestion?
This is Diane.
Go ahead, Diane.
Do you have one also that says notes on this iPhone? There's a
This is
category
Joe.
that says, yeah.
Yes. Go ahead, Joe.
It just says notes, and then in that it says 1 note, but that should have been, I thought, 4 notes. And then I look all over for these other 3, and I don't know where they went to.
This is Diane.
Go ahead, Diane.
I'm wondering if he incorporated them into that 1 note.
Oh. Okay, this is Joe.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead, Joe.
Thank you. That's a very good suggestion. I'll check that out.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I hope I can follow through with that path this time of that double tapping on voiceover and then going on down. Maybe I can come up with a new problem next time. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
This is Sandhya, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, Sandhya.
So rotor is way down the list, Joe. So just be patient. Like once you've opened voiceover, it's way toward the bottom. So
okay,
it'll take a while to get there. Okay, that's all.
Okay, thank you for that. Good point. Okay, who'd like to give us our next question? Keep us moving.
This is Thomas in Grand Junction.
Yes, sir. Thomas, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question. I use a Bluetooth keyboard, And before iOS 15, you used to be able to press the function key and the command key with the space bar in order to open up an item. So if you were on, say, Zoom and you wanted to open it, you'd press those three keys together. Now, you can press the shift lock and the space bar. However, it doesn't work on the iPad, and you have to use the function command space bar. And that has changed. Now, if I use the function command space bar on a Bluetooth keyboard, it brings up a search box. Does anybody know how to go get around that change? Thomas is done. Thank you.
Okay, let me just review. You're trying to, this is Brad, you're trying to open an item and you're on your iPhone.
Correct.
Thomas? Like, such as an item on the home screen.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're trying
And
to do this with holding down the FN key and the command key and press spacebar. And it's,
we had to mute because there was some background noise. So
Okay.
Thomas, you might have gotten muted. Okay.
yeah, you might have gotten muted, Thomas. It sounds like it's opening Spotlight with command spacebar. It's been a while since I've used a keyboard on an iPhone. Is anybody
Sorry,
familiar?
I'm back.
Okay, good deal.
Yeah.
So you're trying to do FN, command, and spacebar to open an item. Are you talking about, like, for example, an application that's on your home screen?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you tried using VO spacebar?
No.
Because
where's the VO key located in that? Is it in that 4 row?
On it, well, it depends on what you've got it set. It would either be your control option or it might be your caps lock key, or it could be either one.
Okay. All right. I think you might have solved my solution with the iPad.
I don't know if you heard me, but if you're holding down the command key and hitting spacebar, I believe that opens Spotlight Search. At least it does on a Mac, and the FN key may not be doing anything for you.
Okay, perfect. I will try that out. Thanks so
Try
much.
it and see. Okay, who's got our next question? Who hadn't had a chance to ask a question, who'd like to give it a try? Anybody?
This is Ned.
Yes, Ned.
Yes. What gesture does one use to delete a message from their text messages?
Ah, good one. Who can help Ned out with deleting a text? You're talking about an individual message in a conversation or a whole conversation?
Yes. Oftentimes I will get a text message saying, register early for your doctor's appointment, or your prescription's ready for pickup. And I just want to get rid of that. So
the whole
now when I delete it, am I deleting it forever or just that particular text? That's the other question.
Who'd like to help Ned out with deleting a text message?
It's Diane.
Yeah, Diane.
So you don't want to delete the whole conversation. You just want to delete one text message, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if you got more than one, this will work. Basically, you lay a finger on that message, and then you want to flick up or down until you hear more. You double tap when you hear more, and it should select that message. And then you want to swipe towards the bottom of the screen. You'll have choices like forward, move, delete, something like that, And so you want to hit on that delete. And that'll delete that one text message.
Okay, this is Ned. So
Mhm.
I'm deleting just that particular text message, but I'm
Yes.
not deleting the whole strand.
Right. And once you've deleted that one, because you selected that one message, which by the way, after you hit more, if it doesn't automatically select, you're going to have to double tap that message to select it. In other words, you mark, it's like a mark, marking that message. And then you want to, go to your bottom part on your tab, and hit forward or delete.
This is Ned.
Yes, Ned.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Diane. Give that a try, Ned. Hopefully that'll work for you. Who'd like to go next? Who's got our next question? Who hadn't had a chance? Let's see if we get somebody new.
This is Jody.
Yes, Jody.
In Safari, sometimes the address line is there and other times it isn't. And I have yet to figure out why. I'll go back to a previous web page to find the address bar, but it's frustrating when you want an address bar every page if you want to be able to double tap on it and change it. Anybody have any idea why that address line is not there for every page?
Who can help us out with this address bar conundrum?
Has anybody else noticed that? No, it's just me.
Apparently. Anybody know anything what's going on with address bars in Safari?
This is Herbie.
Yeah, Herbie. Thank you. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so explain one more time what exactly you're experiencing.
Yeah, well, you bring up a web page and you can find where the address is on the web page, but sometimes that edit field isn't there.
So do you like, is yours set to show at the bottom, or did you reverse it so it shows at the top?
It's at the top now.
Okay, yeah, I have noticed this, and I'm not sure if I've really found a fix. You could try opening another tab and then go back to the first tab and see if it. I think something has to be expanded. And okay, there we go. Having some issues here. Really?
This is Jody. Do you think it matters whether the address bar is at the top or the bottom?
No, but I think what happens is I think there's something hidden at the top. And I don't know if changing it to the bottom would fix it or not. Like, I think there's is there a button that says expand?
Not that I noticed. The only thing I'll see is the page setting.
So the other thing you can try is instead of just swiping to the top, try somehow touching like the left side of a screen, for instance, might show.
Yes. Yeah, that's
have you
what I
tried
do.
that?
Yep, that's what I did. That's what I usually do.
Okay, yeah, that's what I do, and that normally
I get the status bar, and then I get the web page itself, but I don't get the address bar.
I'm gonna have to play with it some more again to see if I can think of anything else. But I do know what you're talking about.
This is Brad.
Safari's a little weird now.
Jody, are you getting the name of the web page at the top, but just not an address bar?
Well, if it's the home page for the website, yeah, there'll be the home button and home and then the name of the web page. But then above that, normally you've got the address bar, and it's just not there sometimes. But I'm glad I'm not the only one to notice it.
Well, I'm thinking that sometimes it may have the name of the website, but until you double tap on it to activate the address bar, it may not show as an address bar, just the name of a website.
Okay. Okay, I'll go play with it.
Okay.
Thank you.
This is Diane.
Yeah, Diane, go ahead.
I'm also wondering, it does because it depends on if your reader view is on, because there's some web pages that automatically pop up in reader view, and then there's some that don't. But I have noticed that, and basically it's a scroll issue, because after I scroll to the top, of the page, then my address bar comes back. But it's a combination of the web page design, and also, if, like I said, if you've got your reader view on.
Okay, this is Jody. Yeah, I'll turn reader view off and see if that makes a difference. Thank you.
Yeah.
All righty. Thank you, Diane. Okay. Who'd like to go next? Who hadn't had a chance? Who'd like to ask a question?
This is Marie.
Go ahead.
Can I go back just a little bit to Ned's question about deleting a single message?
Yes, please.
I just tried it, and the only way I could delete a single message is, number one, you have to open the thread so that you have the individual messages showing up. And then you have to tap on the heading for the message you want to delete. Then when you swipe down, you'll get a delete immediately. And it will delete the single message. I couldn't do it by just going like through the thread and just tapping on the message itself. I had to tap on that header to get it to delete.
The header for this is Brad, the header for the individual message.
Right.
I've
It'll
never
say
done
header,
that.
it'll say such and so sent a message, and it gives you the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then the message is underneath that. But if you double tap on the header and then swipe, and I think one of my first options was delete, and it says it asks you to verify that you want to delete that message, and it works.
Brad, I've always done the way Diane described.
Interesting. I can do that with a thread, if I want to delete the whole thread. But I've not had that. I
go ahead,
get it work
Diane.
on a single.
Now, darling, are you talking about mail, or are you talking about text message?
I'm talking about text messages. I believe that's what he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I've never. Well, I don't know. I don't thread my text messages.
But they're threaded. I mean, you have a message thread for each different. Yeah, conversation. Same thing. Yeah, conversation.
Conversation.
Conversation. Yeah.
I'm calling a conversation a thread.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
This is Ned.
Yeah, go ahead, Ned.
Yes, my question has to do when I go to messages, I'll see messages like a person's name, and those are fine. Then I get a telephone number because it's my drugstore, or I'll get another telephone number that says, check in for your next doctor's appointment.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones I want to delete. So I'm just seeing people's names in my listing of text messages. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. This is Brad. The reason you're seeing a phone number is because that whoever's sending you the text, Walgreens or whoever, they're not in your contacts. Therefore, it shows up as a name, not a phone number. I mean, that's a phone number, not a name.
Okay.
If you get one, then you get them all the time, and it's Walgreens, for example. You could save that number to your contacts, and then it would show as Walgreens.
Okay, because what I'm dealing with is I've got to listen to that text to find out what it's connected to. But I suppose if I set it up for a particular drugstore name, then I would know without having to have it and listening to it. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. Good clarification. Okay, who'd like to go next? Who hadn't had a chance? New topic, new question.
This is Helene.
Yes, Helene, go ahead. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm back with the text message of how many times voiceover repeats until I tell my phone, tell me my messages, and then it says, would you like to reply? But if I don't say that I'd like to reply, it will continue every few minutes repeating that message that I have in my text.
Talking about the message. This is Brad. You're talking about the message alert.
I guess it's a message alert. It's
Okay.
just saying you have a message from Emily, and then it will repeat
Yeah.
her message over and
Okay.
over again until I
Okay.
actually say, tell me the message. And then I have to answer, do I want to reply?
Okay. Who can help Helene out with these message notifications that are persistent,
Relentless.
relentlessly persistent?
This is Jody.
Yeah, go ahead, Jody.
Well, I'm not sure if there's anything to change under notifications, but one thing you could do is, if the message appears on your lock screen, you could swipe up and just delete it from your lock screen until you want to actually go into your messages and reply. In other words, you could clear it on your lock screen.
Oh.
So once you have anything, whenever any of your notifications show up on your lock screen, if you swipe up, it will say clear. Swipe up and down, I can't remember which. It will say clear, and that will actually take that off your lock screen. And then when you want to go to answer the text message, you can go directly into your text messages and do it there. Of course, if you tap on it, on the lock screen, it's going to go directly into that message in your text messages, which is kind of a quick shortcut to get to it.
This is Brad. I believe also if you go into messages, there's something in there that can control how many times you'll get a notification on a new message. It's been a long time since I set mine up, and unless it's moved, I would look at your settings for messages. Go ahead. I didn't hear who it was. My voiceover talked.
My bloody voiceover was talking to me.
Diane, go ahead.
I found it in it's under notifications and messages. And once you scroll down, you go into notifications, double tap on that, and you scroll down to messages. And under there, it tells you, how you have it set up. You double tap on the messages and you scroll all the way down to the end, or you can do the finger single tap to get to the end. When it says customize notifications or something like that, you double tap on that. And then there's a spot in there where it says announce oh God, I'm gonna go back and announce notifications, how many times you want it to announce.
Yep, that's it.
So you can say never, or it changed from the first time that we set it up, Brad. So
yep, it has.
But yeah, that's how you kind of get rid of that repeat notifications also.
So
thank you, Diane.
This is Helene. Can I just clarify? You need to go into, where do you find the notification?
In settings.
Settings, but on the left side?
On the iPhone. You go on your iPhone settings.
Yeah.
And then you go down to notifications. And then you would scroll all the way down to messages.
Okay.
if you could do a search on that, but anyway, you go on the messages, you double tap on that, and then you see where it says, message notifications on. You want to scroll all the way to the bottom, and then it says customize notifications.
Mm-hmm.
And you double tap on that. And under there, hold on one second, let me get back. Under that, it says repeat alerts. You can hit never. If you double tap on that, it gives you other options.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, who'd like to go next? Who's got our next question? Who hadn't had a chance? Who'd like to get in there? Got a few more minutes till the top of the hour.
This is Marty.
Yes, sir. Marty, go ahead.
I was wondering, how would a sighted person, like if you're in your home screen, I know how we get with voiceover into edit mode, we just swipe up one. The sighted person do the same thing, or do they have to do the drag and drop? Or like,
Brad, I think this is Brad. I think they got to do the double tap, single tap and hold, and then they have to do drag and drop.
They can't do a swipe up.
No, that's a voiceover feature.
Oh, okay. So swipe right and left are also voiceover features.
I think so. Yeah. They have to do one tap and hold, and it's what some people call wiggle mode. The little icons will kind of have a little wiggle action going on that lets sighted people see that it's in edit mode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, voiceover changes the way lots of things work.
Well, I know that. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. That's a good question. Good question.
Yeah. Thanks, Brad.
Who'd like to go next? Who hadn't had a chance?
This is Jody.
Yes, Jody, go ahead.
Well, that's new to me. I didn't know that the icons wiggled.
Yeah, I've heard them call it wiggle mode. I don't see it too well anymore, but.
Well, that's interesting. Oh.
Okay. Floor is open. Who'd like to take it? Who'd like to get our next question?
This is Marta.
Yes, Marta.
This is Marta. Is there a way to set the number of rings your iPhone will have before it goes to voice mode? Because I sometimes can't answer the phone fast enough, and I want to have more rings. Is there a way I can do that?
This is Jody.
Yeah, go ahead, Jody.
Yeah, I think if you call your carrier, that you can increase the number of rings and let them know that you have a disability, and that's the reason why you want it. Because I think they might charge, I've heard they might charge more for that feature, but if you have a disability, they won't. But I would call your carrier and ask them if you can increase the number of rings.
Okay. Because I go ahead.
Yeah, who's?
This is Helene.
Yes, Helene.
When I had AT&T, they, no matter how disabled you were, they said that's the way they did it. But I found that when you change the ringtone, some of the ringtones are a little bit, low. I'm not sure why, but some are better than others. So you might want to change your ringtone and see if that helps.
Interesting. I'll try that. Thank you.
All right, good suggestion. Okay, you'd like to go next.
This is Marty.
Yes, sir, Marty.
In answer to her question, I thought I saw something in phone settings. I think it's on the Macs, but you don't do it by ringtones. Don't you do it by the number of seconds? Like, I know in the old Nokia phones you could do it, and I thought you could do it on the iPhone also, but I'm not positive. I thought I saw a long time ago, like 15 seconds, 20 seconds, or something like that.
I've never seen it myself. Okay. We got just a little bit more time. Anybody and had a chance to go like to ask a question?
This is Sandhya.
Yes,
I
Sandhya.
was just going to agree with Helene. I know that some of those ringtones there are really long, and then sometimes if you buy a ringtone, I mean, even the built-in ones are sometimes pretty long. If you buy a ringtone, it sometimes plays like longer as well. So, okay.
Okay. Got about 3 more minutes. Who's got a quick question for us?
This is Ned.
Yes, sir, Ned.
I think we've covered this before, but this is in Safari, closing your tabs. What gestures does one use to close the tabs when you've got them open?
Okay, who can help Ned out with closing tabs?
This is Chanel.
Yes, Chanel.
So there is a tabs button at the bottom of the screen of the right-hand corner when you're in Safari, and you can either go into that with a double tap, or if you do a double tap and hold or a one finger triple tap, they both do the same thing. You can bring up a context menu type thing, and one of those things in there is close current tab, and another thing is close all tabs. That's how I do it, at least. There could be other ways.
This is Ned.
Okay. Yes, Ned.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Well, we got 2 minutes. Who's got a really quick question?
Oh, this is Diane.
Yes, Diane.
And I wanted to kind of add to that. And thank you, Chanel. I didn't know about the context menu. Is it also if you have a lot of tabs like I do, but you don't want to close them all, is to go do the original thing is just one finger double tap on the tabs button, and then go through, swipe through your tabs, and whichever one you want to close, you could just swipe down and it'll go away, or swipe up, whichever, and it'll go away until you're ready. And when you're done, you just hit the done button, which is also on the bottom right. So that's another method.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Diane. And with that, we are at the top of the hour. So let me turn it over to Sandhya.
All right. Wow. Thank you, Brad. We covered a lot of ground there. So now we're at the top of the hour and we get to hear hellos from anybody who didn't get to say hi the first time. Say who you are and where you're from. I'd like to say hello.
Sharon from New York.
Hey, Sharon. Welcome.
Thank
Chanel
you.
in Houston.
Hey, Chanel. Welcome.
Priscilla
Hello.
from Arlington. How are you?
Hello, Priscilla. Welcome.
Thank you, dear.
Helene from Woodstock, New York.
There's Helene. Welcome.
Thank you.
Got some nice people on here. Anybody else want to say hi?
Diane from Atlanta.
Marta,
There's Diane and Marta. Welcome.
Marta
Marta.
from Austin.
Good to have you. Right. One of our new mentees. So we're so proud of you. Good job. Okay. Who else? Anybody else want to say hi? Didn't get to say hi the first time around? Okay. All right. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So we're going to have our find out what the iBUG Night at the Virtual Movies movie will be. And with that, well, we will hand it over to somebody. Not sure who or whom it will be. All right, I think it's the iBUG guy. iBUG guy, are you there?
Oh no.
Dare I ask? I don't know. A little bit hesitant here. Hello, Mr. iBUG guy. I think we should be playing this.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
All right.
Welcome, everyone, to the big reveal.
All right.
Before we get to that, this past weekend, I was getting ready to have breakfast, and I could, before it was ready, I could smell bacon being cooked. Have you ever smelled bacon being cooked? How wonderful that smell is.
Uh-huh.
Even if you're not a bacon lover or meat eater, bacon smells so good. But that got me thinking, man, there are so many things that we talk about refer to pigs and hogs, like I'm in hog heaven, or to pig out, or you say something is kind of impossible and you say when pigs fly. There's little games that are made up for kids. I don't know, some of you may have played this if you have kids. This little, playing with their toes, this little piggy went to market, this little piggy went home. All kinds of little things with pigs and hogs. It's amazing.
How about pigs in a blanket? You forgot them. It's my
Pigs
favorite.
in a blanket, yes. I like pigs in a blanket too. But most people don't realize that more people are killed by pigs each year than sharks. Man, I never knew that, but that's a true fact. Anyway, we got to get on to the movie. It is now time for
Okay.
All right, here we go. We've got 5 really good clues that were prepared by
somebody else.
We had a special guest come in and prepare these clues. So I'm going to read them off here best I can. Remember the rules. Say your name, wait to be recognized. You get 1 guess per clue, 5 guesses total for the game. All right, let's see if we can get it on the first one this time and get through this. Clue number 1. Our movie this week takes us back to the South.
This is Herbie.
Go, Herbie.
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind. Oh, that is so close, so close. And guess what? It's still so close. All right, good job, Herbie.
This is Shree.
Shree. Welcome, Shree.
Glory.
Glory, another great movie about the South. Of course, I didn't say the South of what, but anyway, you guys are guessing the South of the U.S. but
Linda.
we'll see. Oh, Linda.
The help.
The help. The help. The help. Help. That was what we used to call the iBUG buzz at one time, the help hour. And that is not right either. Good try, Linda. All right, we're going to move on to clue number.
What is wrong with you?
All right, moving on to clue number 2. The film is based on a series of letters. Some never sent, many never received.
This is Ned.
Mr. Ned.
Fried green tomatoes.
Fried green tomatoes. Have we seen that before? I think we've never seen that before, and we never will, or at least not this week. Good try, Ned. Sri.
Dear John.
I can't hear you.
Dear John. Dear John.
Dear John. Oh, should we give it time? Caucus.
No caucus necessary.
The judges ruled incorrect. Thanks for playing, Sri. That is the end of your guesses. Okay, moving on.
Next.
To clue number 3. It is a great, warm, hard, unforgiving, and triumphant movie.
That's a big word.
Unforgiving?
Triumphant.
Triumphant. Oh, I should have had a horn play there. Okay. It is a great, warm, what did I say? Hard, unforgiving, and triumphant movie.
That is totally unhelpful, sir.
All right.
Crickets.
We're going to have to talk to our clue maker-upper.
This is Diane.
Oh, Diane.
Okay, I don't know why I'm doing this because I think y'all saw it already, but the color purple.
The color purple. Judges, have we seen that one before? Well, the judges says no. And guess what? We will not watch it anytime but this Friday. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, you got it. Way to go, Diane. Got it on clue number 3, the color purple. The great
I've seen
movie.
it so many times. My Lord, I didn't know you guys haven't seen it.
We have not seen it, and so we are going to see it this Friday in living color, audio described.
Well,
So
all right,
be
have fun.
sure to check it out. Okay, Johnny, what do we have for our winner tonight?
All right, Diane. I don't know where you live, but I'm glad it's not where I live. because you are the owner of a 1935 Studebaker Commander Roadster. All right. And it's in the iBUG colors. It's a convertible. And Sri actually owns one earlier one, but this is from 1935. It's an antique. Be careful and stay in your own state. Okay.
Yes. Okay. They love it down here.
All right. Well, very good. Good job. Thank you for playing.
Thank you.
Okay. Very good. A first time winner. Good job, Diane. Okay. Now back to reality here. The best part of the calls where we mute everybody. Okay. Now we are moving on. Okay. So for the iBUG Bite segment, we have Brad. Brad is going to share some bits of wisdom or bites of wisdom. Brad, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay, go for it.
Well, there's people often ask about bookmarks. and Safari on their iOS devices, in this case, the iPhone. So we're going to go over a little bit about bookmarks here tonight. Let's see.
2010.
All right.
2010.
We hear that okay?
Sounds good.
All right. Sounds good.
Calendar.
Good.
Monday, June 13th.
So I am going to open Safari.
Safari. Safari. Address.
And I am,
Search or enter
where's
website
that
name.
address
Text
bar
field.
that was elusive before, but I'm on my home screen in Safari, a new page. And one of the things you may have seen before is there are a lot of little things on your home screen in Safari, and these are your favorites.
Favorites.
See, and we're going to talk about how to do those.
Show less. Button.
Well, you could show less of them. I've got them set to show a lot.
Apple. Button.
Apple.
Candy Stirred. Accessibility. 9 to 5 Matt. The Bus Mobi.
Just
Button.
a bunch of websites that I have saved as favorites, and they're readily available. Then there are other bookmarks, and we're going to talk a little bit how to save as either.
Tabs.
So first thing I'm going to do,
Actions available.
on the bottom, you've got a number of tab buttons. I've got here on the far right, we talked about the one that's tabs.
Show bookmarks.
Show
Button.
bookmarks.
Share. Dimmed. Button. Forward. Dimmed. But back. Dimmed.
All those are dimmed because I don't
Actions
really have a
available.
page open right now.
Forward. Share. Show bookmarks.
Let's go to show
Button.
bookmarks a little bit. Let's
Actions
see
available.
what we have when we open that up.
Show bookmarks.
We're
Heading.
in a page that we've opened up, and there are 3 tabs at the top of it.
Done. Button.
We
Select
have a done button
button.
for when we're ready to get out of here.
Selected. Bookmarks.
We
Button.
have
One of 3.
a bookmarks button. I call it a tab, but I guess it's a button. I'm calling them tabs because they're across the top. We have bookmarks.
Reading list.
We have reading
2 of
lists.
3. History.
And we have
3 of
history.
3.
This is where you can find your history. It's in here near bookmarks. What is reading?
Reading list.
Reading list is like a page you can bookmark, yet it can be available offline. So they differentiate between bookmarks. They're not always offline, but they can be, so that you can read them maybe later. You know, you have something you want to read later when you have time to read it, or maybe you want to save it for reading when you do not have internet access. Like the
Selected.
and
Reading
I've
list.
got just a
2 of
number
3.
of little topics I've saved here.
How do I disable or clear autofill/autocomplete information? Change the case of text.
Anyway, I can make these available.
Drag item. Delete. Activate. Drag item.
Yeah, there's a way. I think it's in my settings
Done. Hit done. Button.
to save them for reading offline.
Selected.
But the main
Bookmarks.
focus of this
Button.
is
1 of 3.
bookmarks.
Selected.
So
Bookmarks. 1 of
bookmarks.
3.
And this is a list of bookmarks. I got to clear this out. There's a bunch of old stuff in here, but I digress. So I'm in my book.
Favorites. Button.
Favorites is a folder,
Actions available.
and it's all those bookmarks that I had on my home screen.
Search
I open
favorites.
this favorites.
Search field. Dictate. Apple. Candy Stirred. Accessibility.
We heard that same stuff
Actions
when I was
available.
looking at what was on my home screen. And here's where they all are. And if I choose to, I can
Drag item. Delete.
clean them up. I can delete them. Drag item. I can rearrange them.
Activate. Default.
I can open one. Okay, that's my favorite.
Selected. Bookmarks. Button. 1 of
Go
3.
backwards.
All. Back button.
Go back to all my
Back button.
bookmarks.
Favorites.
So favorites is a folder, and then I've
Actions
just got a whole bunch of bookmarks here.
Verizon Wireless. Voice View Help. Introduction to Apple Script. Number 100 Days of Code.
Okay, so there's just a bunch of stuff in there. So I'm going to get out of here and let's look at how to
Done.
save a page as a bookmark.
Tabs.
Now I have a page that's already
Actions
open, so I'm going to open
Tab.
my
iBUG
tabs.
today. iBUG today.
iBUG today. Imagine I would have that open. One of my favorite websites. Keep me up to date with what's going on in the iBUG world. But I don't have it bookmarked.
Tabs.
So I want to go down here
Show book. Share. Button.
and it's
Actions
under
available.
the share sheet. It's cleverly hidden in there.
Share.
And there's a number of options here.
iBugtoday.com. Heading.
Obviously, I can
Brad's MacBook Pro.
I
Tim
can
Vance.
send it as a
Messages.
airdrop. I can send it to people just like you've seen in the share sheet before. People will show up who you have sent text messages to. You can send it as a text message. Moving down to the next line,
AirDrop.
airdrop,
Messages. Button.
messages,
Mail. Button. Zoom. Button. Amazon Alexa. LinkedIn. Dropbox. News.
lots of
Button.
things.
Reminders. Notes.
Lots of things you could share it to.
Dropbox. Copy. Button. Add to reading list.
There it is. I can add it to my reading list there.
Add bookmark.
I can add it as a bookmark.
Add to favorites.
Add to favorites. Well, I can also add it to favorites when I add it as a bookmark.
Find on page. Add to
Okay.
add to reading list.
It's going to go
Add
to
bookmark.
add bookmark.
Add bookmark. Text field is editing.
Now it brings up a little dialogue, and there it's going to call it what it says in the title bar of the page, iBUG today.
Text field is editing. iBUG today. Home.
It is a
Character mode.
text field, so
Insertion point at end.
if I choose to, I can activate the text. Well, it's already activated. I can change the name, or I can edit the name. Why would I want to do that? Well, some websites have really long names, and I might want to edit it and make it something short.
Clear text. Button.
I can clear the text and just start from scratch.
http://
There's the
www.
website. I mute it. We don't have to hear the whole thing.
Location. Heading.
Location.
Bookmarks.
Bookmarks. That's a button. I can open this up,
Favorites.
and there's
Selected. Bookmarks. Favorites.
favorites is at the top. I could put in favorites. There was an option to put something directly in favorites, but if I didn't select that, I could change my mind and do it here.
Selected. Bookmarks.
Bookmarks. Then there are other.
New folder.
Well, I don't have any other folders in my bookmarks, but if I had other folders, they would show up in this list, or I can create a folder. But I'm not going to do that. I am going to.
Select favorite location. http.
I'm going to go with the
iBUG
default.
today.
I'm going to leave it called what it's called. And when I go here to the upper corner,
Save button.
there's a button that says save. And I have now saved it as a bookmark. So if I now go to my,
Share button. Show
my
bookmarks.
bookmarks page,
Show book.
go to
Edit.
go to the very bottom,
Edit. T-Mobile My Account.
Where
iBUG.
is it?
T-Mobile My iBUG today. Home.
and there it is.
Actions available.
T-Mobile, my account tends to be at the bottom. I guess that's because my carrier is T-Mobile, but it added it towards the bottom, and there it is. And so I've already got it open, but if I didn't, I would just double tap on it. And
Accessibility
there it
menu.
is.
iBUG today.
It has opened. Now it makes me wonder if I now have it in two tabs.
Tabs.
Let's
Button.
see.
Chat. iBUG today. Start page.
Nope, I
Tab.
don't.
Two
It
of
just
two.
let me have it in one page.
Actions
So
available.
that's
Close.
it. So, and there
iBUG
it
today.
is.
Home.
Okay, and
top of
that's quick and simple how to save a web page as a bookmark in Safari.
All right, beautiful, Brad. Okay, hold on. We will open it up for questions. All right, who's got a question for Brad or a comment? Anybody? Do you unmute?
This is Terry from what was very stormy Arlington Heights, but I'm safe. So that's the important
That's
part.
what matters. Go ahead,
Good.
Terry.
Good.
It was terrible. I was in my basement for a half hour. So anyhow, there are the fields. Let's see, the one where it says iBUG today, is that one field, and then the one that shows when it shows the URL, the
Yes.
website name, those are separate.
They're
fields?
separate fields.
And is the website field, I can't remember, what was that an edit field as well, or just the
Yes.
iBUG today?
Yes, it was an edit field.
But
Although I wouldn't mess with it because that's going to change what the web page is.
well, that was my question. Yeah, why would
2018.
they
No,
make
let's go
it?
back and look. I believe it was a web. Let's
Safari.
double
Show
check.
share button.
Let's double check.
Copy. Add to reading list. Add bookmark button. Add bookmark. Location. http://www.ibugtoday.com/dim. Text field.
Nope, it says it's a text field, but it is dimmed. So no, you can't change it.
Okay.
http://www.ibugtoday.com/dim. Text field.
Nope, it is dimmed. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Okay.
makes sense.
That does make sense. Oh, thank you.
Keyboard head. iBUG today. Home.
This is Chanel.
Yes, Chanel.
Yeah, I think, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, but you can actually go back and edit bookmarks, and then those edit fields aren't dimmed. And the reason you would want to do that is if you want to try to insanely copy that Wordle code into the web address of a bookmark, and then you would have to edit it. But
Let's see.
otherwise, so yeah.
That's good. Let's see what we can do. Let's go.
Safari, save, button, cancel, button.
Cancel. We've already saved it.
Home,
Let's
find on
open.
page, but find on page, button.
No.
Add bookmark, button.
Let's close that.
Show bookmarks,
Let's
button.
go to my
Show
bookmarks. Let's,
Team of iBUG today, home.
okay.
Drag item, delete, activate, drag item, delete, activate, default, done,
This is
button.
Chanel.
Is there an edit?
There may be an edit button.
There it is.
Yeah.
It is in the lower right corner. So
iBUG today,
when I
edit,
go to
button.
edit,
Edit,
it will.
iBUG today, home. Drag item, delete, activate, default, drag item, delete, activate, default.
No, still lets me drag the item so I can rearrange the order.
Drag item, delete,
This is Chanel.
activate, default.
Yes, you know.
You might be able to activate now and then.
Yeah,
it's
let's try
in
that.
edit
Drag
mode.
up, activate, default, iBUG today, home.
Yep, that's
text
it.
field, text field, clear text, http://www.ibugtoday.com/ text field,
And it does not say dimmed.
insertion point at end.
There you go. So I can edit it once I've saved it. Thank you, Chanel. And that's where you can modify that Wordle code.
All, back button. All, back button.
All right. Anybody else got questions for Brad about bookmarks? Adding a bookmark. That is a very good page that you added there. So,
Yeah, shame on
Oh,
me
this-
for not already having it saved.
This
right,
is
I know.
Terry.
Okay, go ahead, Terry.
With I guess I'm wanting a clarification. Could you then, like it says, iBUG today, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then it says, I think / was that. Could you, let's say, if you, I don't know, / I don't know what.
You can modify it. You could get rid of everything after the .org, .com, whatever it was. You could get, shorten it up so that you just have, clean up the URL so it's just to the homepage.
No, but if you wanted it to direct to a specific page on that website, how, so they'll do the website and then they'll say
Yeah.
/ news or /
I would think
events.
it would be easier to go to that sub page, for lack of a better term, and then bookmark that page. That way, you don't run the risk of messing it up.
Okay.
That's how I would
Okay.
do it, at least.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thanks.
All right. Good questions. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Brad. All right, here we go. Thank you, Brad. And we are moving right along. Okay, so now back to our question and answer. Who would like to ask a question? Maybe didn't have a turn or joined us and wants to ask a question.
Sharon?
Sharon, go ahead.
Okay, I have recently updated to 15.5. And so when I send a text, I dictate it to Siri. And because she does not always understand my Brooklyn accent, I know that's shocking. But she says, send it. And I always say, until like last week, I always said, no, read it to me. And she's, I don't know, she's on drugs. She keeps saying, I say, no, read it to me. She says, send it. I mean, we go back and forth. Comedy routine for now. So is anyone else having this same problem? B, if so, is there another word that you can think I can tell her, short of cursing at her, that would get her to literally read it to me before she sends it? Because she has been known to get things wrong, and I'm nervous to just say yes.
Okay, anybody want to help Sharon out with Siri, lovely Siri, checking what she has said or what she thinks you said? That's always more
Yeah.
exciting, you know?
Yeah, it is more exciting.
Come. Anybody?
This is Herbie.
Okay, go ahead.
So I was hoping somebody else actually would answer this, so feel free to interrupt anybody, really.
Okay.
But I have noticed a change in Siri's behavior. Like, I will use that method if I'm on the AirPods, and it used to be a lot better about just automatically even reading it back to me. It would say, like, I'd dictate the message and then say, okay, do you want to send, and then and then it would just automatically read it to me back. I didn't even know now that you could tell it to read it to you, because now it's just like, do you want to send the message? But with Siri, truthfully, in my opinion, there's just no hope. It is going to be what
I'm sorry,
it
I
is.
don't mean
It
to
doesn't
laugh.
matter that, and I don't even think it's anything to do with your Brooklyn accent. It's just Siri. I keep fighting with her on my watch. I tell her to end the workout, and she's like, "What? I can't understand you. Could you repeat that?" Because I really don't like how the watch kind of. Well, that's another story. But Siri is, the reality is, and everybody's admitting it now, even in like the tech circles, from what I'm seeing, is that Siri is not the greatest smart assistant, and that's. But I don't know that. I mean, other than trying what you're currently saying, I really don't know that there's anything you can do, and just keep trying with every update and see if they make any improvements.
Okay, thank you, Herbie. Who else?
Brad.
Brad.
Yeah, I find sometimes with Siri, less is better. So rather than saying no, read it back to me, perhaps if you just say, read it back to me. Might try that and see if it has better results for you.
Good idea. I'll try it.
I thought I heard somebody else. Shri? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, did you try using the word repeat?
Did you use the word repeat?
No, I didn't.
Try that.
Okay, and
Say,
this is.
I'm sorry, Sandhya, I'm covering off the other you. So you mean when she says send it, I say repeat?
This is true.
Yes.
Yeah, so when she's repeating the verbiage, just say repeat, and she'll repeat the same thing.
Okay. So when she says the verbiage, say repeat. That's what I'm repeating what Herbie said. Okay, Diane, go.
Yes. Well, basically, what everybody's experiencing with Siri, they're about to make some changes to Siri with iOS, and I think, I'm not sure that I hear that they're making it more localized instead of in the new thing. So Apple and the developers, they're playing around with Siri, because I noticed it's really gotten, since I updated to 15.5, it's really gotten worse.
Okay.
So
yeah,
we're experiencing the changeover with Siri. She hasn't been that great most of the time anyway, so
all right.
It's gonna get worse. Sorry.
Yeah, no good news. But one other option, Sharon, once you have dictated a message, you can always swipe left and then you can see the text there. You can see what she thinks what you said, and then you can edit it with our regular editing methods as well. So it's not just the message floating somewhere, it's right there. So once you've dictated it and she says send it, you could always swipe to the left and then you'll be able to see the text of what she got down.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can edit it that way. So try that, and then you can always swipe to the right and then send it yourself. So
okay.
So it's kind of a compromise between Siri and you doing it together. So okay. All right. Very good. Okay. Great question. Who's next? Somebody new, hasn't had a turn. We'd like to hear from you. Want to give everybody a chance to help ask and answer questions. So anybody?
It's Diane.
Go ahead.
I just have a quick question, because I might not have to ask this question. Is this just iPhone or is it can we do Apple Watch?
Yeah, absolutely. Anything iOS related, everything but the Mac. So go
Everything
ahead.
but the Mac. Well, that's another Jerry Springer story. But so on my Apple Watch, I have an Apple Watch 5, which is updated to 8.5.1, 6.1, whatever. So it's got the latest update for it, but all of a sudden it stopped. I usually have it, set to either it lets me know every 15 minutes the time. And now all of a sudden it stopped. As of today, it stopped telling me, the thing would, even on the hour, it would go off, time would go off and it wouldn't tell me. And I'm not on do not disturb. So
well, time is standing still, Diane.
So, I mean the numbers move, but it's just not alerting me the time.
Okay, we know Marty. Marty, are you out there? I know he does a lot with haptics and stuff. You want to help us out, Marty? Or put him on the spot, right? Or anybody else with an Apple Watch? Why isn't her time getting announced? Anybody? Apple Watch users?
This is Herbie.
Go ahead.
All right. Have you tried resetting the alerts, like going in and turning them off and turning them back on?
Yes, it's Diane.
Yep.
Yes, I have. My next thing is I'm going to shut it down and restart it.
Yeah, I was going to suggest that. That was going to be my next suggestion, and that is definitely the next thing to try. So,
thank you, Herbie. Thank you. All right, moving on. Who's next with a new question? Thank you, Diane. Okay. Anybody else? New question? Anybody have
This is Ned.
Ned, go ahead, Ned.
Yes, this question has to go going back to the Apple Cafe on Saturday or Sunday when you were promoting your Facebook. Did iBugtoday.org get your 500 plus friends?
We're really close. I think we're like too short. I haven't checked in the last, today, this afternoon, but we were up to 498 last night. So,
okay.
So yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's definitely anybody out there who hasn't joined our group on Facebook. We are trying to get to 500 or over. So we're really, really close. So thanks, Ned. All right. I think I heard, yeah, hang on, Shrew. I think I heard somebody else before you. Marta, was that you?
Yes, it's Marta.
Go
Just
ahead.
a really quick, back to related to Siri. I have heard two different things, so I don't know, but can you use Siri if your internet is out?
Great question. Somebody who hasn't had a turn to answer would like to help. Marta, can you use Siri without internet? Who would like to help her out? Anybody?
Sharon?
Sharon, go.
Yeah, I think the answer is yes, because I've somehow been offline and suddenly she's still talking to me. I think she may not be able to do everything, but she can still help you with some things, and some things she can, some things she can't. But she's, before, if the internet wasn't there, she didn't do anything. But now she is there in a possibly somewhat diminished capacity, but she's there.
Diminished capacity. That's a good way of putting it. I like that. That's a good one, Sharon. Okay. Yes. Anybody else want to share their thoughts?
No, this is Diane.
Diane.
First off, how is she using it? I mean, is it on iPhone or,
Yeah, it's on iPhone. Today, my internet service was down, so I didn't use Siri. But I was wondering, after a while, I was wondering, and I had heard from two different people. One person said, no, you can't use Siri when internet's off, and one person said you could. So it got me to thinking, I wonder if you can. Then my internet came on again before I had a chance to try her, so I didn't get to try. So I was just curious.
Okay, go ahead,
This
Diane.
is so yeah, if you're on your phone, you should be able to, because it'll connect via the data,
Cellular data.
your cellular data. So you should be able to use it. Now, if you have very low cellular data and no internet, then you may have a problem. But but basically, yeah, you should be able to connect with. I mean, Siri should be able to connect and go out.
This is
All
Herbie.
right. Hang on. I think I heard Shri. Go ahead, Shri.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I just verified repeat works. It's asking Siri to repeat what he said. You can just say repeat.
Okay, so he's confirming that the repeat command works. So that should help Sharon out. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, Herbie, go ahead.
All right, couple things. First of all, Shri, my friend, you're sounding really muffled. I don't know if you are aware of that. Second of all, offline Siri. So, like Diane said, of course, if you have cell data, you can definitely use it that way. But if you have iOS 15, and I asked Siri if she could tell me the oldest phone to support this, and all she could do is give me a web result. But most phones that run iOS 15 are able to support what is now called offline Siri, where it can do some phone-related tasks. I think it automatically downloads when you get iOS 15, and I want to say this, I don't remember if, like, say, the iPhone 8 can support it. Maybe somebody else remembers. But some of the iOS 15 phones will support, if you're running iOS 15, you will have access to offline Siri.
All right. Thank you, Herbie. Okay, moving on. Thanks. Great question, Marta. Okay. All right. Who's next? Somebody new? New question?
David.
David.
Yeah, I had this weird problem come up last week. And it wasn't associated with any kind of update. I'd done the update several weeks ago, the big update. All of a sudden, when I went into my messages, when I went to a certain thread, any thread, and how you go to the bottom and you get the little text box to type the next message, it wasn't showing up. I mean, it would say like, end of that little indicator, 10 of 10 pages and vertical scroll bar, kind of like you're at the end of a page.
Uh-huh.
But if I like slowly drag my finger just a little bit lower, then it finally focused on the text box. But you always have to do those little gymnastics. I mean, it used to be you could just do it on my kind of focus on the new text message.
Right.
Or if I was on my Bluetooth keyboard, I could just do the arrow, and it would move me. But now it doesn't do that. It always comes to this like phantom kind of end of page bar thing that shouldn't be there. So I don't know what happened. I haven't heard anyone else complaining about this. I was even not able to post on some of these threads, like even on the iBUG thread on Facebook. I couldn't find the post button. It was so totally gone. So I don't know if that's somehow related. It seemed like something's wrong with my focus or something. I don't know. It's all of a sudden gone a little haywire. And I checked that, that infamous, what do you call it? Screen recognition. I made sure that was off. Removed it totally from the settings.
Okay.
And so I don't know. I may have to just reset the phone or something. I don't know.
So is this happening in all of your text fields? Seems like it's across different apps then.
Mostly in messages, and then I noticed that little quirk in Facebook where I couldn't, like in these groups, I can't post. But if I do on a personal page, I think I could. Let's see. I think it would just kind of a little weird behavior. And I also see something called nav bar that now shows up like a lot on the top of the pages. I never saw that before, heard that before. Nav bar.
Yeah, nav
So I
bar
don't know if I got some
navigation.
kind of beta version accidentally or
Okay.
seeped in. It's just very strange. It would just suddenly happen. I didn't do anything that I know of to
So are you seeing that
cause
nav?
that.
Are you
But
seeing the nav bar in the text message part too in the iMessages app or only in Facebook?
yeah, it shows up in my messages app, kind of near the top, and some other apps I've noticed it's there, but it doesn't do anything. It's not like a clickable, tappable button, or it's not.
Okay, let's see.
I
Anybody
don't know if
have
anyone else is experiencing that. Maybe it's just me,
maybe
and it's
just
that
you.
gremlin problem again.
This is Diane.
Diane, go ahead.
Not that I know it, but I got a quick question for you. What are you using? An iPad or an iPhone or what?
That's iPhone. I did check on my iPad. It's not happening on the iPad, but it does happen on the iPhone 10R.
iPhone what?
10. iPhone 10. And
Okay. All right. Anybody
You
else?
got the latest update, yes?
Latest update.
yeah, I got. Another thing I noticed, suddenly my sounds were gone. Like I don't remember turning them off either. Like your Siri sound, voiceover sound where click 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 every time you tap. That was like muted, and I didn't remember doing that. So it's almost like settings have been changed without me knowing. But I don't know what other setting to turn on or off to get this back to the normal display. Or
have you already like
I'm
turned
not sure.
everything off and started over again? You've done
Yeah, I
that?
did the full. I did the force restart and we call it
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, and then I haven't done the system restart where you do
Yeah.
like it clears all your system settings. It takes you
Yeah.
back to fresh
No, we don't want to do that. That's kind of
phone
drastic.
settings.
Okay, let's see. Anybody have any help for David? Or it's just weird. Can't even get to your edit bar to edit a
I
message.
mean, I can do it. It's just a little more annoying. I can reach it, but you have to kind of hold your finger the right way.
Okay.
I mean, it's a little more tedious.
Yeah. Okay. And
this is Thomas in Grand Junction.
Thomas, go ahead, sir.
I was just going through the process of what he explained, and I was able to do it. I was able to open a message string and then touch in the bottom slightly to the right from the center of the screen with my finger, and it did. It brought up the edit box. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I can identify with just like getting it to be in the right place, getting like, well, minus another issue is like trying to get to like call in progress button. I mean, it's so hard to get to that sometimes. So.
Yeah, that's a problem too. But I mean, but this just kind of happened. I use the messages all the time, so I'm very aware of how it works. And so it was like I thought, well, what happened? I can't reply to any messages. What's going on? And I did, locate the text box, but you just have to get around that little bar that's there that's saying it's the end of the page. It's not the end of the page, and then your keyboard down there at the bottom too. I mean, it's like
sounds. I don't know, David. Anybody else have any help for David? Okay, it's probably another reset or something is in your future, David. I'm sorry to say.
This is Jody.
Jody.
I had a similar thing happen months ago, and I had called Apple accessibility about it, and I did have to go in and reset the network settings or whatever, and it just the messages app was just totally screwed up until I reset it.
Okay, well that might not be too bad, David.
Yeah, I even wonder about the sheet grabber, that feature that makes the keyboard go away if you hit that. But I don't know. I just know one day I just had a terrible mess up with messages, and I had to call them about it. You might even try that. Call Apple accessibility.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm pretty sure it's a voiceover issue. It probably wouldn't no one will be able to tell if you turn off voiceover. Probably look normal.
Or maybe they can, see what's on your screen.
Yeah,
Sometimes
that's what
they
they did
can
with me.
see something that we're not seeing or voiceover's not reading to
Yeah.
us. So that has helped a couple times for me. Okay, so David, good luck. Thanks for sharing that. So, okay, who is next? New question, new problem. Who would like to go? Question. Okay, well, here's my turn then. In the music app, when you want to say you get a song and so you're in the list, you search for a song and then you have your list of songs that come up in the results. And so you play one, and I couldn't consistently, I wanted to share the song with my niece. So I'm looking for more and all that. I mean, but I had to go through this whole rigmarole. I mean, is there a quick way? Should I use the context menu or something? There's got to be an easier way to get there. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you just on the song that you want to do anything with, if you do your context menu with the one finger triple tap, it will bring up your options, including, add to library, share, all that stuff is definitely right there at your fingertips, whether it's a song or an album.
Okay. All right.
And
thank
you can also swipe up and down to get some options too. Okay. If you want, like play next, play last, so on the song. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, this is Diane.
Go ahead.
And also to add to that, I found that, when I play a song, if I'm playing a song that I found in search, to make sure that it's the mini player is off, put it up to full screen. And then I can find that context thing. It's towards the bottom.
Okay.
Right above the volume and all that, so yeah, you swipe towards that and that's where you can find it there.
Yeah, it was so I wasn't getting consistent result. I would find it every once in a while and I was like, I know this cannot be this hard. So it just should not be this hard, but okay. Thank you. Okay.
Herbie.
So we're moving on, done with that topic. Okay. All
right.
right.
Because I did have an accessibility tip on the mini player.
Okay, what?
So it's always going to be at the bottom of so if you go to the bottom of your screen and you swipe left to the play button and then you swipe once to the left of that is always your mini player when a song is playing, and if you double tap, that will usually expand it. So that's how you can easily find it without having to kind of just float around the screen like you're trying. But like I said, on the actual song itself, you don't even have to look for the mini player. You can just triple tap. The one finger triple tap, I'm sorry, because there's several triple taps. And that will bring it up, so you don't even have to hunt and peck for that mini player in the first place.
Okay, thank you. All right, moving on. Next question. Somebody new? Hasn't had a turn?
I have something I'd like to share. Jerry.
There's Jerry. Hello. Go ahead.
I just recently, I only have an iPhone. So I was looking for some way to create a group in the email app. And of course, you can't do it with just an iPhone. You need a laptop to create a group email so you don't have to type in every email separately. But I have found a free app. It's called ABC Groups. You can go in there, create a group, and then once you name the group, if you open your mail app, just type in the name of the group and you can do it like that. You don't need to do it from a computer.
Goodness. Oh my goodness. Are you sure? Are you serious, Jerry?
I just did it this morning.
Oh, wow. Well, you earned your supper today. Good job. Okay. Wow. I mean, we've had that discussion many times on this call and how to do it. Okay. Because all right. Very good.
Yeah, I've tried doing it. I've talked to Apple, but there's no way. But with this app, I just created a group this morning. Then I went back to the mail app. I typed in the name and it popped up, and all the email addresses were there.
ABC groups, all one word, or?
I'm not exactly sure. If you
Okay.
go in and type group email app, it'll
Uh-huh,
come
uh-huh.
up too.
Okay, because another thing, I mean, we talked about this app called Card Hop, and we did a demo of that, and that was not a free app. Then I had a little trouble. I'm still having trouble with that. So thank you for this wonderful option. Thank you. I'm going to definitely check that out. So good job, Jerry. Thank you. All right.
You're welcome.
Okay. Who's next? Somebody else? New apps that can help us out? Save us from pulling
No,
all our hair out?
this is Diane. I actually got a question.
Oh, I
Going
guess you could ask it. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
It's going back to the music thing. I had an experience once, and I hope it was just once.
Uh-huh.
But I have music that's been on my Apple Music playlist and everything like that. And so I stopped listening to it one day, and then the next day I go back and I start up the playlist. It moves some more song to another song that I said that wasn't the one that I left off on. Not only that, in the middle, especially after I put my AirPod Pros in, it started just randomly shuffling. I have it on shuffle anyway, but only after a song plays. Okay, so it just started randomly going. I'm like, wait, no, I didn't want that one played. And I wonder if anybody else has experienced this, just random shuffles when you don't want it to shuffle.
There's a lot of gremlins, I think we would call them on this today. A lot of weird stuff
Yes.
happening. Okay. Anybody experiencing random shuffling in music? Okay.
Random unwanted shuffling.
It was doing it even just before the song was finished too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
before
Okay.
one would
Yeah.
start. It just
Well, maybe it didn't like your playlist. Maybe. I don't know.
whatever.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I don't know. No answers on that one, Diane. Okay. Thanks for sharing.
Well, thanks anyway.
It's you. It's you. Okay. Okay. Next, who's got a new question? Getting close to the end here. Anybody else?
This is Jody.
Jody, go.
A little while ago, somebody mentioned that the one finger triple tap is the same thing as a one finger tap and hold. And if that's true, are there any other gestures that are duplicated like that?
Okay, anybody? Anybody have any feedback on that?
This is Brad.
Brad.
Jody, you said one finger double tap and hold?
A one finger triple tap is the same thing as a one finger tap and hold.
One finger tap and hold would be a non-voiceover command. The voiceover version of that is one finger double tap and hold. And yes, if you add another tap to a command that involves a hold, it usually will replace the hold. So a one finger triple tap should be the same as a one finger double tap and hold. A non-voiceover user would tap and hold once. That makes sense?
Okay, that's interesting. Thank you.
Oh.
So one is a voiceover gesture and the other is the regular gesture.
A single tap is a non-voiceover gesture. So single tap and hold is usually when we mentioned earlier, somebody was talking about edit mode. I think it was Marty, how to get into edit mode if you're not a voiceover user. A single finger tap once and hold should, on an icon on your home screen, should put you in edit mode. What it does in voiceover is it's going to bring up a context menu, and edit should be in that context menu, so that they don't translate exactly. But
This is Chanel.
in VoiceOver, the double tap and hold, you could do a triple tap, and that should do it.
Okay, Chanel.
Yeah, that's actually what I guess I didn't need. That's what I was saying earlier is going into the favorites, you could do a double tap and hold or a triple tap. Those are one finger single trap, one finger triple tap. Those are both voiceover gestures. And I do not know of any other gestures, Jody, that are similar that you can do substitutions like that. But I do know that a one finger triple tap has been replacing a lot of one finger double tap and hold, at least since probably iOS 14. So
Oh,
there you
thank
go.
you. Okay, thank you.
This is Sandhya. Does anybody still use the split finger thing anymore? Or I mean, I never was good at it and I never use it, but
This is Terry.
go ahead.
It's interesting you mention it because you're talking about the split tap gesture.
Yes.
I was just talking with somebody about that today, and I don't like it because when after I've highlighted the icon that I want to open, or the app that I want to open, and I put my other second finger down to just tap the screen with that finger, sometimes I have a tendency to move my first finger off of the highlighted icon, and it goes to something else I didn't want to open. So I don't like it.
Yeah.
But maybe I just haven't practiced it enough. But I just prefer to do the single finger double tap, or if something requires a two finger double tap that people used to refer to as the magic tap.
Right. I mean, it could be helpful for, some people that may have dexterity issues or whatever. I mean, I
Yes.
guess you could get one finger on there and then tap with the other finger, but it takes a
is
lot of
Brad.
dexterity to
That's
do
good.
that. Okay, go ahead, Brad.
I find a split finger tap works well sometimes when I'm riding in the car, where, a double tap sometimes results in an errant. I don't hit it just right. So I will sometimes use split finger where I can firmly plant one finger and with another finger on the same hand, just lightly touch the screen, and that'll do it. It's not my favorite way of doing it, but sometimes that's it works for me.
What was that word? Resolved in a what? Errant?
Errant.
Errant.
It's an SAT word.
Oh, we're getting way fancy on here, Brad.
Yeah,
It's
I
an
know.
This is
old
Shri.
school word.
No. Go ahead, Shri.
Yeah, I just want to say, Ted brought up a question yesterday at the cafe. Is, when he has to do a one finger double tap and hold with his nose, I forgot to mention to him that he could do a tap 3 times to do the same function without having to put his nose on the phone.
Very good. Good. That's a good solution. All right. Anybody else? Don't want to. I don't even know how to use that word, Brad. Okay. Anybody else with a final question in this call?
We expand horizons here.
How do we spell errand? That might be the question. It's not an errand, right?
ERRANT.
All right. Not like an errand. Okay. All right. We don't do spelling on iBUG. Okay. Who's got a question? Anybody else? There's an app for that.
This is Herbie.
Okay, go.
Just real quick, I meant to mention this earlier. Another alternative, if you're having trouble with messages on Siri, another alternative you can try, and it does require a little bit more touch screen action, is the dictate feature, where you go into an edit field, like say text. So you'd have to open the messages and find the conversation, and then you go into the edit field, and then you of course make sure the dictation is enabled on the keyboard, but then you can go in the edit field, do a magic tap, which is the 2-finger double tap, say what you want to say, and if you do it again and I know from past experience, at least VoiceOver is usually good about reading back to you what is in the edit field. So that is a Siri alternative if she wants to be uncooperative.
All right. Thank you, Herbie. All right. I think we have time for one more question. Anybody else? Who's that? Okay. Actually, we don't have time for another question. Okay. So thank you, Brad, so much for helping facilitate tonight. We made it. Hello. Okay. So where do we go from here? Quick review of this week. We have a busy week. So tomorrow is Mini Buzz on Clubhouse. Then Android Insight on Wednesday on Zoom. Then Thursday is iBUG Trekkie Talk. Then we have the movie is The Color Purple on Friday night, iBUG Night at the Virtual Movies. Be looking out for the Facebook, the iBUG Cafe discussion of Facebook. It will be posted shortly. With that, we will say goodnight and thank you to everybody who helped answer questions and most importantly, the ones who asked questions, because that is why we are here and we want everybody to have turns to ask and answer. So it's a thank you everybody for participation. All right, we're going to say goodnight. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Oh, and happy
Good
Father's
night,
Day. Happy
everybody.
Father's
Oh yeah,
Day
happy
to all the
Father's Day,
dads. All
Brad.
right.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Thanks, Sandhya.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.